Check it out, check it out, check it out. Bring it on. Bring it on.
Is it on?
Bringing it on, it's on. Are we in the middle?
You're being all weird, so I guess it's on.
Yeah, like I go weird when it starts.
I think now we're in the middle, yeah.
We're in the middle now. Okay, that's good.
With the beautiful blue sky.
Of
blue.
Of Banska. The blue of Banska. There we go. You were talking. It's practical parenting. We'll get there in a minute. But you were talking about your phone this morning.
Yes.
We were having that discussion.
Well, my phone always shows me different things. Like it's never the same, right? It's extremely unpredictable. Sometimes it just turns off all by itself, and then you can't turn it back on. But that's not the point. The point is, I was looking at the views of our yesterday's video.
I'm trying not to say anything. Don't have to jump into your conversation.
Okay, good.
Right.
I looked at the views of yesterday's videos this morning, and it was like, or maybe it was last night, I don't remember. Sometimes it fuses. Anyway.
What? What do you mean it fuses?
Well, sometimes I'm up so late that when I do something in the evening, and I'm up so early, I'm not sure whether I did it late in the evening or early in the morning. Never mind.
You don't know the difference? You can't remember the difference?
I can't remember 24 hours afterwards or whatever. Anyhow, so I checked the views.
Okay.
Yes, it doesn't really matter. And it had a number of views, like 78, right?
Right.
And next to it, it was like number of people who actually saw the video. Like, I imagine it meant all of it. I don't know. And it just gave me like
1.
2.
Two people watched it all.
And the names of the people, and one of them was me.
What, you didn't... you watched the whole thing after we did it. Oh, nuts!
Well, I kind of skipped
Much
and jumped to see how we did, you know.
What? Good. Get on with it. We look forward to a review of what Ninja.
Yes. Anyway.
What's wrong? What is wrong with me?
So nuts.
Sorry.
You're nuts.
Nuts. Look.
Don't eat them. If you eat them, there's
these
gonna be a lot of crunching in the microphone.
I'll be crunching into the microphone.
Yes.
That's not comfortable, is it?
No, don't eat the nuts. Put them down.
For listeners.
Put them down. Put the nuts down.
I'll put them here and see if I can resist temptation, which obviously I won't be able to.
I think yes.
Right. You were talking about your phone.
Yes. So you've got like 78 views.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, only 2 people watched it. One of them was me. Right.
Watched it all the way through. I don't expect people to watch it all the way through. Does anybody watch anything all of the way through?
Probably not.
In the in the stuff that we watch. I mean, I don't watch it all the way through.
I don't watch stuff all the way through. I kind of skip.
Right.
I was like, meh, now he's boring. Skip 2 minutes. You know?
You skip stuff.
I do that.
I just go and do something else and then come back, or you have to go and do something else.
Especially with webinars and things like that. You know, you put on a webinar and at the beginning it's all, hi, welcome, and then it's all those, reading the comments like, oh, welcome Johnny, welcome Jane, welcome whoever, whatever. First 10 minutes of all the webinars are usually like, blah.
You watch webinars?
Yeah.
What webinars do you watch? It's new.
Free webinars.
Webinars.
It's free webinars.
Those are the ones that trap people into then going.
Yes. I usually don't do the paid webinars afterwards, which is probably horrible.
They're expensive.
But the free webinars are sometimes, sometimes they're like no value whatsoever, just a promo,
free.
Right? But some free webinars are actually good. Some free webinars actually.
Of course, some free stuff is good. I mean, it has to be good
actual value
to get people in.
And I think that's how you grow your following. That if you actually provide something that is of value, that is not just obvious marketing, right?
But if you start with something that's free and you're giving it out to people for free, they're always sort of going to expect it for free, right?
No.
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 You think that?
I'm now, for example, I'm now following a person on Facebook, right?
Okay.
Who teaches about online businesses and how to get them going and what you can do. And now the free webinar was all about, it still is, I mean, it's a huge, big course. I haven't even go through half of it yet. And it tells you about how you can do things for free at the beginning, because she knows that people don't have any money, you know, it teaches you how to do it with minimum investment at the beginning. And then she has a huge extensive course, which is like 750 euros, right? For the huge extensive course.
Well, what more do you get in the course then, in the paid course and the free course?
There's a massive amount of information in the paid course. It's like graphics and marketing, and it's more, it goes deeper. I don't know, because I didn't take the paid course, so, and I didn't intend to take it, so I didn't read through what exactly is in it. But it's supposed to make you, it's supposed to help you to take your business that you created with all the free information, and take it on a higher level, basically.
Why would anybody take the paid course if they're not making a profit after doing the free course?
But they are.
People are making a profit.
People are making a profit. People are very happy with the free not just
how come
webinars,
everybody's
but the free
always making a profit with all of these courses? I mean,
people are doing fine, but they want to do even better, because they can see that there's so much stuff that they still don't know. You know?
Okay.
And she gives practical information in the paid course, like step by step, I imagine. Because I didn't take it, but that's what it looked like from the brief view of the course. So
welcome to Live from the Balcony. It's practical parenting and how not to make money on the internet, because we give everything away for free. What are we dealing with? We're dealing with all issues concerning families, relationships, education, everything over and above and in between. Yes. Basically.
Yes.
Absolutely everything that people want to discuss. That is.
Any questions from practical parenting are always welcome, even if they don't have anything to do with any topics that we discuss. Right?
Because we're open to everything.
Yes, we're open to everything. So if you come up with something like, hey, that's a good question, just pop it in.
Yeah, you can write it in the chat. And if we don't deal with your issues, topics, or questions today, then we'll try to deal with them tomorrow. The aim of a chat is to allow people to share their experiences. So the idea is hopefully people on the chat will be able to help each other, synergize with all your ideas and information, and that's it. So
what do we have today? What topics do we have today to explore?
We got a lot of stuff to explore. But did you finish talking about the
what?
The phone. Did you finish the point about the phone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The phone always gives you different information.
The phone is the phone always surprises me. I don't know why.
Okay. Okay. So we had like 100 views yesterday.
Yeah.
And the day before is now a ridiculous amount. It's like 900 views.
Yes.
From the day before.
800 of that is probably people clicking on it and then go, oh my god, that's English. Okay.
No,
turning it off.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, if you count up the number of forums that I shared it on, I mean, there's a lot of people who have an interest in parenting. And
you've got international forums. Yeah, I usually share information with local people so far.
Yeah, I think if you focus on the local market, and I focus on the wider. What's the word?
Audience.
No, audience, that's it. Thank you. The wider audience, the wider potential audience. Then that would make perfect sense.
Yes.
As you can see, we don't have a plan, but we'll make it up as we go along, because that's
how we do it.
That's how we do it.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a few things I'd like to discuss. With you're looking at my notes. Yeah.
No, I was just making weird sounds.
Making weird sounds. Okay. I wanted to start with my daily free mail that I sent out this morning, which had a picture of Leap Year in it. The film. Recommend that one. Good film. Good film.
Good film. Leap Year. Very funny.
Very funny. Very funny.
Very romantic.
Nice. Nice.
It always gets me all emotional.
I could watch that film like many times. There's just something.
It's that kind of film that you watch and you just go, ah.
It is. Every scene is designed to be like that. And and it is. And I was writing about that as well. The way that all the different things come together in the creation of the film. All these complex jobs come together to create one film. And then somebody sits down with a bag of chips and a beer and thinks, oh, that was okay.
Where's my beer?
Beer. Oh,
Sorry.
You keep talking about alcohol.
Sorry, it's just that kind of a day for me.
It's too cold for alcohol. Oh no, that's why we have the other stuff. Okay, anyway.
That's why you have Čekuti sweater, the liquid jumpers.
I would never, ever put anything in my mouth called a liquid jumper.
They have that. They sell that in Slovakia in the market in the winter. You can buy a liquid jumper.
It's like saying, swallow this tree. I was talking about teamwork and projects, and I wanted to read just a little bit of it, and then talk about what it means, in case those who got it didn't get it. An amazing level of understanding and continuity is required for a successful project. In both our business and personal life, we all need somebody to lean on from time to time. And it's got that song always going around my head every time I hear the phrase lean on.
Lean on me
times
when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. There you go.
Oh God, I'm gonna be so embarrassed now. Right. We almost pulled it off, which means we didn't. That's all. Anyway, what a great song. Anyway, it was a film as well, wasn't it? Wasn't that a film as well?
It was.
It's a film. Okay.
Lean on me, but about that teacher.
Teacher. It's a teaching film. One of those great teaching films. Okay.
It was a good one.
So we all need someone to lean on, and the richness and quality of those we surround ourselves with is one of the true elements of wealth, I think. So it's really important to surround yourself with people you respect and people you care for. And how often do we only appreciate those around us when they are no more around? And I was thinking about Graham Hancock when I wrote that, because I learned yesterday that he was quite ill, and I was quite sad to hear that. What did you find, darling?
She found a grape.
Do you want to give it to me?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, darling. I appreciate that. Oh.
You can shut the door.
No, leave it open. So?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Let's go.
Thank you. Bye-bye. She's watching us now. She's such a star. She's got her own little style. By the way, the internet cable was jammed in that door today.
Was it?
It was. I had to take it out and unflatten it.
Maybe we should put a tape over it or something.
I should just leave it, like, just flexing around there is sort of asking for trouble, isn't it? Yeah. I should do that, shouldn't I? Yeah. Right.
Something for your to-do list.
Yes, I'll add that. Somebody can always come and take your place, but you can only really be you. You had everything yesterday, but now today is a brand new day. The success of this day depends on the quality of you and your interactions with those around about you, which is why I enjoyed my work so much today. It's true. Talk. What's up, darling?
You lost it.
I lost it.
You lost it. He completely lost
I
it,
lost it a
darling.
long time ago. I'm quite sure.
He lost it. I know
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
There you
she
go.
knows. Right. Well, we'll have to teach her that later on. Advice: take control, navigate through rough seas, ride the rapids. If you approach the day like a team sport, then you can play to win and lose to learn. We can learn from both winning and losing and getting grapes. Thank you very much for another one. Thank you. You know this is going to continue for the rest of the evening.
Yes.
She's
She's going to bring grapes one by one.
Okay, cool. Good. Not everything needs to be mapped out. Plans are important. Yet we need some structure built into our day. She's trying to break that hour down. It's a game now. It's a game. I wanted to mention communication,
Jazzy!
so I did in
Jazzy! Don't do that, darling. Don't do that, okay? Let's not bang. Thank you. I know it was fun.
Oh, she's upset now.
It's okay, she'll play with Will's yellow belt.
Okay. Communicate with your team. It's all about teamwork. Know their needs so that they can know yours. Choose directions over distractions. Build a desire. And it's all part of teamwork.
Come here then.
We're going to just be joined. I can't... Do you...
She said, come on to the belt.
She's talking to the bell like it's
Yeah.
a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
You're
Come
going
on,
to
belt.
wrap it round her. Okay. Jazzy is now wearing Will's yellow belt. So we
She's
can
a taekwondo master.
we can expect some serious conflict to emerge from this later on, but let's just go with the flow. Anyway, if you're interested in getting more motivation through the Daily Mail, then you can subscribe. The links are on the website, nsa-slovakia.com. Or you find lots of stuff on the Facebook page. Just scroll down the Facebook page, and it's there somewhere. What's next?
I don't know, let's talk about something.
Let's talk about something. Okay.
I want to talk.
Yeah. Okay. Work smarter. I have a problem with all of the smart stuff that
Okay.
people are talking about, right?
Okay.
You get your smartphone, your smart car, I don't know what else. You get your smart washing machine, whatever else, right? This idea that people need to work smarter and not work harder sort of been getting on my case a little bit. Is the point of everything to make everything easier so that we don't have to do anything at all? Is that the point? Because it seems to kind of be counterproductive, because the moment you achieve that sort of the utopia of lying on the beach in the sun, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you start to realize that there's not much point to lying on the beach in the sun. You need to do something with your life. And so this whole idea of work smarter and not work harder.
I think it's work smarter. To me, it sounds like the difference that I just gave you between the two types of free content, right? You've got free content that is supposed to just be a marketing and get you to subscribe for something paid, and you've got free content that has value. I think it's similar, like, work smarter would be people who try to work smarter rather than work harder would probably look for smart ways to make money without actually having to provide anything of value, because I think you can only provide valuable things if you put your work in it. So I think if you work harder, you can provide value. If you work smarter, you can make money, but it's questionable how much you're going to actually help someone.
Yeah, so with like talking about parenting or being parents, how much of being a parent is is being smarter about things, and how much about being a good parent is working harder on yourself. Because if you just work smarter to take the easy options, and let's just take a really crass example. The crass example would be sending your kids to school thinking that school has the entire responsibility for the education of the children. Yeah. Because that system has been set up by experts, and they know what they're doing, and that's a smart thing to do, and then I don't have to worry about their education anymore.
I think the work smarter in this scenario would be choose a good school, and so that you can rely on the school to do all the job for you.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas work harder would be choose a good school, but when the kids come home, make sure that you guide them yourself through everything that they need guidance with. You know, if we're not talking about homeschooling, because obviously, you know, people choose different options. So.
Okay, you've mentioned guidance, so that's another point. I mean, I'm for giving people slightly harder situations, right? Because they tend to learn a work ethic, they work through it, they grind through it, right? It's well known that kids from harder backgrounds, more difficult backgrounds, will work harder to achieve certain goals, and you know the middle class or upper middle class kids very often tend to take things for granted. I'm not saying I'm not saying that everybody's like that, but there's a tendency towards that.
Okay.
Right? Of course, they all have their problems as well, and so I think that children should be brought up to be smart in terms of being intelligent, but avoiding hard work is not the path to success, I think.
No, absolutely not. I agree with that.
There's no real achievement if you don't put in the grind every day.
Yes.
Every day to get somewhere. And there's no way to cheat around it. I mean, if you do something which is smart, it sort of suggests to me that you're perhaps cheating your way around.
Yeah, it does sound a bit like it, doesn't it? Sounds like you're trying to.
Issue.
Yeah.
To be sneaky, perhaps. Okay. About also related to being successful is the difference between making mistakes or allowing kids to make mistakes and guiding kids to successful results, conclusions, solutions. How much should you, as a parent, have a hands-off approach, let your children make mistakes, and how much should you have a sort of hands-on approach and be guiding your children and showing them exactly what to do?
I think it's very individual.
Okay.
I think you have to observe what kind of kid you have, right? Some kids get discouraged by failure, and other kids don't.
You mean they get encouraged by
other kids get encouraged by failure? Yes. So
what about our kids then? How would you relate that to our kids? How much would you say they were discouraged or encouraged by failure?
Funnily enough, I think that even though Zora is more independent, I think she's more discouraged by failure than Will is. I think Will has learned, it doesn't work this way, maybe it'll work a different way.
Okay. So he does, you've noticed some kind of problem-solving ability.
Yes, and Zora is like, in situations like, she runs and she's slower than Will, so she'll just throw her arms in the air and she'll just go, I'm not a good runner. I'm not running anymore. And she'll not run for the rest of the trip, okay? So she gets discouraged quite easily. It's not.
She understands, of course, that Will's older.
Yes, she does. But it's not something that would last. The discouragement is not something that would last. She would try it again next day. okay. So
it's not like she holds on to it.
No,
She
she
lets-
doesn't.
she
She
lets go
lets
of
it
it.
go. She'll try again. So.
It's finished. Can we watch another one?
You want to watch another Star Wars Rebels?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
He's an addict.
Go ahead.
Okay.
He only gets this in the evening. Can
Mm.
enjoy it. Anyway, or when she draws and it doesn't look like she wants it to look like, she'll go like I can't do it.
I've,
You
I've,
know.
I've heard her say that.
She'll
It's
just
kind
say,
of discouraging
I
to hear
can't
that.
do it, and she just won't. She's not happy. Sometimes she can. I saw her working herself up into a state about it as well. You know.
Yeah?
Yes. so Will is funny because Will doesn't give a damn, right? I mean, he's going to draw something. He doesn't have. It's like he doesn't have such high standards for himself. I don't know, but he'll just draw something and he's perfectly happy with it. He's always like, "Oh, that
Yeah,
looks
no,
great." You know,
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh, look, that looks great," and so it's like, "I didn't do this right."
Okay, because that's really interesting. 'Cause that brings me to the next point, which is how much the kids become copies of their parents. And talking about the fact that one of the kids does something, is not happy, and is a bit frustrated with it not being as good as they want it to be. That sounds like me.
Yeah.
And
And Will sounds like me, right? Like,
Will-
oh, that'll do.
Will being happy with it being just the way that it is.
Yeah. I'm usually happy with whatever I do. Well, mostly if it's not really rubbish. Sometimes I'm stuck with my website right now because it's just not the way I want it to be, but I don't know what I want it to be, you know.
Well, that's a problem.
Yeah, I know. I just look at it and I think that's not quite it.
Oh, that's crazy because I tend to visualize everything very clearly before I do it, right? And so, you say you're looking at it thinking it needs something, but I don't know what. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at something going, I know it needs exactly this, and I'm going to find a way to do it, and
Yeah.
I go and do it. So
Yeah.
it's
That's
kind of
great. That's great that you can do that. I cannot visualize what would make my website better. I don't know if I should just change the theme completely, or if I should work within this theme and make that better, or I'm like the layout and everything. I'm like, I don't know what to
Can I make a
do.
suggestion.
Yes.
Do it in one way.
Yes.
Leave it for 7 days,
Uh-huh.
and then after 7, knowing that it's not exactly how you want it to be,
Mhm.
and then go back and look at it after 7 days, and think about it again after 7 days.
Well, I might do that this evening because I haven't had a look at it for about 7 days. Because I couldn't bear looking at it. I was like, that's what I'm saying. I was completely stuck. I was like, I don't even want to look at it.
Why didn't you
'cause-
ask? Didn't you ask me?
Because you have a completely different style than me, and I don't want it to look like your website. You know?
It's true. It's true. I would.
You have
Cool it in
different
my direction.
aesthetics than I do, and it's my website is for different. It's for feminine audience, so it needs to have some feminine feel to it.
How do you do that? Apart from make it pink or something. How do you make a website feel feminine?
Well, I don't know. I think for me, I like things that are less angular, more rounded, like fonts and graphics. Rounded. Pictures.
So-
Pictures of people. I think that women are more emotional, therefore respond better to pictures of. I do. I
So
respond
what
better to
do
pictures
men
of people.
respond to then?
Food. I don't know what men respond to.
Sport.
I don't know, because
Rocket.
I'm not a man. But I know that when I see ads or websites or stuff, I really like all those nice pictures of girls and babies and I don't know.
You like nice pictures of girls?
Yeah.
I think. Okay. Not sure I want to go down that road. Get a drink.
It's psychological. It's just, it's because it makes you resonate, I don't resonate with a man, muscular man toiling in a mine or something. I resonate with a mother and a child.
What kind of website uses muscular pictures of men toiling in mines to sell stuff? What have you been browsing? MindYourOwnGold.com.
Yeah, I'm crying now.
Well, you've been having fun over the last week, haven't you? So you've been doing it 2 o'clock in the morning. I
Yeah.
wonder if this picture will look better here.
No, I don't think it'll work with my website, no.
I think women are more worried about the images than men are.
That's because we're emotional, right? I mean, you want it to feel good.
So what
You
should
want to go to the website and we want
So
the
like
website to feel good.
the male website should just have like a hammer.
The men are like, whatever, you just want it to be clear and informational because men like no bullshit, right? Men are like, no fluff, everything clear information, you know.
There are fluffy men.
Are there?
There are fluffy men who don't like things clearly.
Okay.
Clearly presented. None of my friends, but I'm pretty.
None of my friends,
No.
don't judge me.
The fluffy people. They're out there somewhere. They know who they are.
Well, I'm sure there are
Yeah.
websites for fluffy men as well.
Have you had any other problems with your website?
I don't know, but I've noticed that I've completely changed topic from something else to my website, which is probably not very cool.
No. It was an interesting way of marketing your.
My website is not what I'm trying to
Not
do.
even online yet.
It's not what I'm trying to do. We should really stick to topic of parenting because I keep.
Well, no, it's about everything really. Part of parenting is work, and part of work is parenting.
It is for us
Well, look,
because
it's
we
a
do
circle.
everything at home, right? We work at home and we parent at home
Yeah.
and we teach at home, so it's all interconnected.
No, it's all part of
For
it.
us,
It's all
yes.
part of the business development thing, isn't it? How can you work and be a parent?
You're
I
stuck.
think she's not stuck at all.
Oh my gosh! Can you unstuck yourself?
There's a hanging chair in the living room, and
I know she's not stuck.
and
She
she's
just have to play
pretending she
along.
can't get out. Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Good
It
job.
It was all play. It was all play. She did the same.
I think
Yeah,
there's
but-
milk on the table. Go and have a look.
Well,
Go and check it out. And if it's not, tell
Well-
Will.
ask Will to get some for you. Thank you.
That's enough. No need to bang the door. It's fine. Cool.
She understands twice as much as she lets on that she understands, doesn't she?
Yes, her speech has jumped
A lot.
a lot.
A lot.
Few couple of weeks.
Yes. It's all that
Kids have those-
Star Wars and Charlie
Kids have
Brown.
those jumps. Especially Jasmine. I mean, remember how she learned how to walk?
It does like it happens in a day,
Yeah.
right?
Remember how she learned how to walk? She couldn't walk at all, and then she had a jump, and it just clicked in her head, right? And
So that
suddenly she
goes
started
click.
walking, and it took about half an hour, and she was walking all over the living room. Do you remember? We were in the living room, and she was like, 1 step, 5 steps, zoom, all over the place.
I've foggy memories of it, which is why I make so many videos, because there's so much great stuff that happens that
That was completely
that-
weird.
I can't really remember.
That's great! Drink it!
Excellent.
Drink
excellent.
it! Don't pour it all over the rug.
No, she's gonna go and
Please,
pour it all
please,
over the.
please.
She's gonna,
Please, don't pour, don't.
she's gonna say,
She's going in the kitchen with it.
"No."
Good, you taught her well. She's going behind the line.
She's probably gonna pour it all over the
We've
bed.
got a line between the kitchen and the living room, and the kids with drinks are supposed to stay behind the line.
And the adults would follow those rules at all, and are really bad examples for the kids. So, yeah, don't do as we say, not as we do. Although we do like to lead by examples and being positive examples of
We
things.
do
I do try to.
eat in the kitchen. I do as well, but sometimes. But we've.
It depends on the time, you know. By the time it gets to
Exactly,
like
yeah.
later on in the evening, you tend to just.
We're allowed to eat while watching Once Upon a Time, right?
Yeah.
Usually
This
we
is-
only
this is
munch.
gonna,
on
you know, this is going to turn into the Once Upon a Time, like podcast now, because it's like every every single episode I think that we've made so far, all 4 of 5 now, has included a reference, at least one reference to.
It's a big part of our lives.
Once upon a time, I've got notes on it.
You make notes.
No, I don't make notes about Once Upon a Time, but that would help because
you have no idea what the hell is going on because you always fall asleep in the middle. You didn't fall asleep yesterday, though, did you?
It's because it was too good.
You actually watched it.
It was too good. I just keep going on about it. It's just so fantastic. Anyway, it's written by geniuses.
So yeah, parenting.
Is that the plural of genius? Geniuses?
Genie?
Just in the lamp, no? That's when you rub the lamp.
No, well, if you've got cacti, you've got genius, you should have genii. Right?
Cacti. It's that word, cacti.
Cacti.
It's a funny word.
Yes.
It's a funny word. How are your cacti? They're fine, how are yours?
You don't ask people how their cacti are.
You could though, if they had some, and even if they didn't, you could guess if they had some or not. Oh my god! Right, so you slyly orientated everything towards getting your website into this conversation.
No, I didn't.
It was an accident.
It was an accident.
I know.
Obviously, I didn't mean to talk about it.
Okay.
Because it doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
Because I can't decide what's it going to look like.
Oh, it doesn't matter what it looks like. All that matters is you put it out there at the beginning. And then you can put it out there and hate it, and people can come back and say, "Oh, that's fantastic! I love it." Right? You never know how people are going to react to stuff. In general, I'm saying with an intelligent mind. I'm not saying put out something that is rubbish, and people go, "Oh, that rubbish is fantastic." I'm not saying that, but
although they do a lot.
yeah, that happens as well.
But that's not really what we want to do, is it? You don't really want to attract people who think that rubbish is fantastic.
Exactly. Right. It's not okay. How much do the kids become copies of their parents? I want to get back onto that.
A lot, I think. A lot.
I mean, there's two things to point out. I've seen Will do stuff that I know that I do, and that makes me cringe because I know that it's maybe not good habits that I have. And the second thing is working with kids, which I do sometimes through my coaching and language work. I hear children say things, and I know it's
not them.
It's not them. It's the voice of their parents in their head that's talking.
I know when you talk. I know when you are your mother.
You what?
I know when your mother is talking when you talk sometimes.
Like I open my mouth to speak, and the words come out, and it's my mother's voice.
Just like you know that with children that they're speaking their parents. And I do that as well.
They're speaking their parents. They're using their parents' language.
They're using their parents' language.
Okay.
They're saying what their parents say. Yes.
that I'm aware that it happens sometimes. I'm aware with the kids. Like if I raise my voice to call the children to do something, not shout at them, but just call them to do something. It reminds me of my mother raising her voice to.
She had a very strong, raisable voice.
Raisable voice.
Because she was
voice.
She was a PE teacher, wasn't she? So.
She shouts, constantly shouts. Just
like
everything is an instruction to people about exactly what to do. Pick up the knife from the table and put it in the drawer over there, third one from the left.
It's a teacher's thing, though. My mum does the same thing. You do the same thing as well.
Those droids in there are a nightmare.
Those droids are a nightmare. That reminds me of something. Bit of a nightmare last night.
Go and watch then. Shoop.
We'll ask you about it later. Okay, come and tell us about it when it's finished. I've just and don't put the handle down.
Thank you.
Out on the balcony.
Anyway,
right.
Teachers do that a lot. You do that as well. You give instructions.
I hate myself for doing that.
You're not supposed to hate yourself.
But I'm aware of myself doing that, and then I begin to think, oh well, I don't really know how else to say it, and then you stop to analyze it, and you're like, well, if I stop to analyze it too much, I'm not even going to be able to do anything or have a conversation, because I'm just going to spend all the time thinking about whether this that I said was right or wrong, when I need to get on with things and just get things done.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I do things that my mum did as well. I mean, you can't escape that. That's the programming, right?
But
you can learn to avoid certain behaviors or certain mistakes, but you have to watch it.
that's what I think is one of the benefits of school, right? You know, I'm very
Anti-school.
anti-state education. However, getting children away from their parents into another environment where they have different perspectives and opportunities is not such a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it can free the children from those voices that exist within their heads, which tend to sort of praise mum and dad as king and queen,
and sometimes they realize that actually what mum and dad do might not be so cool, or might be, might not always be right.
I think in a perfect world, yes, but I think most of the time you have to realize that you can't, mum and dad are king and queen. You can't really criticize them too much because they are providing you with everything that you have, basically.
Yes.
So there's.
Well, that's what comes in puberty, isn't it? That's why there's so many conflict in puberty, because children realize that their parents are not king and queen.
It's also the fact that
development.
Throughout history, children have become adults at the age of around 13 until now, and now you get people who don't have a job until they don't have a full-time job until they finish
25.
until they're 25, till they finish university. And part of that is because there are no jobs available for the people, no full-time jobs, and part of that is they can't work and study at the same time because it's too much. Whereas other people do survive, they do get through it. Some people have to work to make the money to pay for their studies, and a couple of students that I've worked with have even studied 2 universities at the same time, and I have no idea how they managed to do that.
I know people like that, and I guess they actually had to study, because I mean, if I didn't have friends and fun at the university most of the time, you have the time to do 2 universities. You have the time, but you have to
give up the friends.
You
and the
have
fun.
to stop going in the pub every evening, and you have to.
Is that what you did?
You have to stop drinking, and you have to.
Is that what you did?
Yes. You just have to start actually studying. I mean, there would be the space, but it's priorities, I guess.
Do you think your results at university could have been better if you had gone out less and drank less?
I had pretty good results in university, but they could definitely be better. However, this may sound weird, but I don't regret it. One thing I do regret...
Wait, does that mean you don't regret getting worse grades than you could have got, or you don't regret going out, or what does that mean?
I don't regret sacrificing grades for being with friends, because those grades do not matter at all.
The university grades?
Yes, they don't matter at all. As long as you get your diploma, it doesn't even matter whether the diploma is perfect A's, straight A's, or
you talk about all the grades you get before the final grade.
Yes.
Because basically you can scrape your way through, but if you produce a blindingly magical piece of work on your final thesis or diploma or whatever, you can get an A or whatever. Right. Does it work like that? I don't...
what I'm saying is it doesn't matter whether you get an A.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, you write your thesis, you get a C. Nobody cares. Nobody's ever going to look at your results. They're going to ask you, do you have a diploma? Yes. Send it to us because it's required. It's a piece of paper.
They want to know if you can do the job, right?
You send the paper. They want to know if you've got the required qualifications.
They want to know if you've got the skills.
For some jobs in Slovakia, if I want to work as a freelance translator in Slovakia, I must have a university diploma, right? I must have the right qualifications, otherwise I wouldn't have the business license. Sure. More what? More milk?
Yeah.
Tell Will.
Will.
Okay? Will's going to pour you some.
Will, could you pour some milk for your sister, please? Do you think that's going to get through to him, or is he all rebelized by the robots over there?
So
hi,
the
darling.
people. Hi.
You coming out to
Very
join
cold.
us?
The people at the business register don't ask you what grades you had. The clients don't ask me what grades I had at the university.
As if the police ask the criminals what grades they got. Right.
Nobody cares. So I'm glad I had
Criminals
all
didn't
the
cry.
experiences
Come
I
here.
had with my friends.
Some milk.
Can you
Then,
pour
can
some
you
milk?
please go and pour her some milk?
The purpleness in the sky over
She has a cup.
Okay.
Ask her to give you her cup.
Pinkness, which is light over there.
Pinkness and purpleness.
No. Purpleness over there, pinkness over there.
Okay.
Which is light one.
That's pretty cool. You know, you're wearing one of my favorite dresses.
It's
I mean,
the
favorite dresses that you wear, not like the I wear dresses. Okay. Which one is it?
It's the frozen one.
It's the frozen one. Oh, I think you look lovely in this dress. It's very
Also,
beautiful.
there's purpleness over there.
There is, and the hills are all different shades of blue,
Mhm.
which is really rather
Like
nice.
dark blue and the same blue. Like the same one.
Can you see yourself in the camera? Have you had a good day today?
Yeah.
Yeah, what have you been up to today? What have you been doing?
We went to a park and spent a little time. Then I don't remember anymore.
We went to the shop that was closed,
bit like
didn't
you.
we?
We went to stop which was closed.
Why was the shop closed? Do you know?
Because I had no people.
Oh, okay.
It had no electricity.
I love that grammar.
It had no people.
It had no people. I wish that existed.
It would make it so much easier for you
I
as
wish
an English teacher.
I
wouldn't
wish
it?
that had it existed. That's so cool. I almost don't want her to speak correctly because it's just so nice when she makes a mistake sometimes.
We learned about this at school actually, about the linguistic development of kids and
Want to go down?
how kids just use regular forms of regular tenses.
No, they
and
don't care
everything.
about the irregularity of verbs. That's an irregular verb. It's like, who cares?
Exactly.
Who
They just
cares?
take it. They learn the rules. It's amazing how their brain works. The brain learns the rules of grammar without actually learning the rules of grammar. Right? Nobody explains the rules of grammar, but they learn from observation, and then they apply it
Well, they learn
on
from
all the words.
they learn from listening.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm not sure it's observation. What's
I finished.
the score, Will?
Well, it's amazing that their brain is able to.
Will, can you Sorry to interrupt you there. Will, can you turn on the light in there? And can you have one more? No, because we're gonna do a little bit more on
Yeah.
on the video. Yeah, but keep an eye on your sisters. Make sure they're okay and they've got
And
what
put
they
the
need.
light on,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so there we go.
So I was just saying that it's amazing that their brain is able to basically gather a corpus, of say verbs, right? Extract the grammatical rule out of it and then apply it on more verbs. Don't you think that's just
Well, it's
amazing?
It's the growth mindset that the children have that the adults don't have. One of the failures of education, I talked about the positive thing earlier, one of the failures of education is designed by adults for adults. It's not designed to work in the way that children's
Absolutely.
brains work. It's designed to work in sort of a program fixed mindset. This is go in here, learn this, go out of here, go in there, learn that, and children tend to make connections more.
I exactly do
Okay.
the same mistakes, and I know that a lot of parents around me make exactly the same mistakes when they're, say, work on homework with their kids, right? I kind of work on the problems or on the studying the way I would work at it with me being
Right.
adult and everything.
Rather than have some kind of organic osmosis of the information.
Yes,
you mean.
yes.
Uh-huh.
Like, I like everything structured. I like
Uh-huh.
everything clear. I put it out clearly.
Mhm.
Then I explain all the connections, and then I'm like, right, let's do this. And Will goes, I don't want to do this right now. And I go, let's just do this little bit. For example, when he was learning to write.
Okay.
Yeah. And he would go, he would be very reluctant about it. And my mindset is, okay, this is something I don't like, but I know I have to do it, so I'm going to do it as fast as I can so that I get rid of it, okay? But that's not how
Okay.
kids work. Kids don't want to do it, period. They don't get that mindset like, oh, okay, I'm going to do it fast so that I get rid of it. They just, when they don't want to do it, they're going to be slow, and they're going to moan about it, okay?
So how do you pick the right moment? How do you know when it's the right moment?
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know, okay? Sometimes things work and sometimes things don't work. Sometimes I'm able to provide a motivation that will get them going,
Okay.
and sometimes nothing works, okay?
Sometimes nothing works.
Sometimes nothing works. Sometimes the kid just makes his mind up and says, no, I'm just going to be extremely slow and unfocused today, and I just, I'm going to make it as painful as possible for everybody, including myself. And it's probably best to drop it.
Is it like Gatto says that there's a stimulus point at which the interest occurs, and once that interest occurs, you have to move as quickly as possible to input the information in, basically.
Absolutely.
While the child has the interest, because
Absolutely,
the interest
yes.
is not always going to be
Yes. And then sometimes I'm disappointed when that interest just goes away too quickly for me, because
Okay.
I would like to explore things more, right? Into the depth. I would like to take the Egyptians and I would like to talk to them for a week. Okay.
What?
But Will, Will is-
what with the Egyptians?
Will is interested in the Egyptians for about 2 days, and then he goes
Okay.
off to the volcanoes or droids or whatever else, right? And I'm like, but we still didn't explore this and this and this, and then I tend to push more, but he's already far away gone. So sometimes I'm disappointed that he doesn't want to do as in-depth study as I would like to, but you just have to. That's where parents just have to, put their hands behind their backs and shut their mouth, in my opinion, and just go with it.
Okay.
If it's obvious that you won't be able to spark the attention anymore, even
Yeah.
if you try, then I would just go, okay,
Wow.
whatever.
Okay. By the way, people feel free to give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart, write hi or hello in the chat, or write any questions that you have related to parenting. If you are a parent,
I would
or if
also-
you're thinking about being a
Sorry.
parent, we can help you out in a limited way with that, of course.
I also wanted to say that a lot of things that we say here are applicable in homeschooling,
Okay.
but are not applicable at school, because if the school gives you, the curriculum, they say, okay, you have to learn this because you're going to have a test, and obviously you can't just let it go, right? You have to find a way how to get the kid to learn, which may
I've got a
be
book
much
about-
more
I've got a book
challenging.
about that in my library. I think it's called Working the System.
Yeah.
Where it's written by a teacher who's in the system, realizes the system doesn't work, and he's got all these tricks and tips for how to get through it without losing your mind, basically. It's really nice book. There's a lot of useful advice in it. I will have to remind me, because I'm terrible at reminding myself. Remind me to put a link to that book in the
Okay.
notes after
Okay.
we finish, and
Okay.
that'll be there.
I think that on one hand it's limiting, because obviously you have to teach them what you have to teach them, but on the other hand, it's you don't explore the Egyptians for a week, okay? Because in school usually the topics go quite fast.
Yeah, I found that so abstract when I was at school. Like when I was in primary school, I don't remember much from primary school, but I remember we had a project on Switzerland. What the hell has a primary school kid in the north of Scotland who barely has any grasp on anything in the universe at all? What the hell is he going to learn from studying Switzerland? And you don't even go into any.
You don't even go into Switzerland.
You don't even go to Switzerland. You don't even go to Switzerland. You don't even go to
Just
anything.
read about it.
You don't even go into anything useful like learning the languages there, or learning how their constitution or the Republican principles
Well,
work.
you wouldn't
there.
understand that when you're a primary kid, right?
But you could still like set up the class with basic rules, and you could teach some foundational elements of government or stuff at that point in time. Like, you can't just let everybody run around and do what they want. Like, you could do it from the perspective of, like, even a football match has rules, right? Why does it have rules? What would happen if there were no rules? Like, what would happen if your attackers played as defenders and your defenders played as attackers? You get the point,
Yes,
right? I mean, you could. It's not that complicated to in a creative way.
Yes,
bring that in.
But teachers just rely on the books. They just tell you reach the page 75 and make notes, and you'll have a test on it tomorrow.
It's just so dead. It's so dead regurgitating what someone else has already written. It's so completely pointless, the repetition of irrelevant dates, names of people that you're never going to meet. I'm not saying that these people or dates are not important, but the way that it's presented is just so mind-numbing, as if kids were robots and not actual human beings. It's
There's a lot of good teachers that actually do teach in a good way. I mean, I had a great biology teacher, right, for example. But some teachers
doesn't work, does
are
it?
not.
It doesn't work.
Are
Yeah.
not in it. I mean, you can see if they're in it
I was
or
coaching.
not, right?
I was coaching a teacher today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're working on coaching other teachers. And I'm like, why are you still coaching them? Why do they need this? Why do they still need this continued pedagogical
coaching.
development if they've had 5 years of top quality education? Why do they still need something more? And I like the way that I just turned on the tablet to do the growth fixed mindset stuff, and it kind of lit up our faces a little bit, which is kind of nice, because somebody complained they couldn't see our faces, and I don't know why someone would complain about that. It also means that I can see what I've written here. But this person told me about two things that they were working on with the teachers, right? Now, the two topics that they were working on.
What?
What's she doing?
You're
You're
sitting
upside down.
Sitting down?
Watching down? Falling down?
I'm looking down.
Upside down. That's excellent, darling. Super cool. You stay there and do that. Okay.
I'm still not sure what she said.
Well, hopefully she's not, like, emptying the dishwasher or something. Right. So, she said they're working on these two. Are you here? Are you? She's not.
Sorry, I was just.
She's not, like, jumping up and down on the beanbag, is she? Like it's a trampoline. Anyway, as kids do. Anyway, she said they're working on these two areas of development, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One is, you'll like this, creative drama with teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Creative drama. Think about language. Creative drama.
Yes.
This is tautology.
Tautology.
No? Because drama is creative. Having creative drama.
Yeah.
It's just adding a word in to make it sound better. Because you can have drama which is not
It
creative.
is so nice with the creative though.
Yeah, but that's what they do,
If
right?
you teach teachers just drama, then it might.
What's wrong with saying drama? I mean, that's what it is. Okay, the second one was meaningful learning.
It's just the same thing, right?
So it was funny.
I mean, all learning should be meaningful. But no, I mean, I get this point, because learning should be meaningful, but you've just said about 3 minutes ago that it's not. I mean,
then how did it even get to that point where, how can you have learning which is not learning? I mean, how is that even possible?
It is learning, but it's not meaningful. It's learning, but it's pointless.
How does it get to that point? How does it get to the point of
Because
being pointless?
someone, sometime in the past, have written a book of information that he subjectively considered to be important because he liked it. And now everybody has to learn it, and it's completely meaningless because it doesn't tell anything to the students. It doesn't give them any valuable information for themselves. They can't
just-
relate to it.
It just bugs me the way they tag words on that don't really have any point. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like they tag creative to drama, they tag meaningful to learning, as if learning would be meaningless, right?
Well, it is
Well, that's what
sometimes
it's saying. It's
in school.
basically saying everything you had before is meaningless.
Yes,
so now
but
we're going to
it's
give you
true.
some meaningful stuff, right?
But it's true. I
yeah.
actually like the fact that it's when they say they're coaching meaningful learning. That actually means that they're admitting that most learning done in school is actually not meaningful.
Okay. Spot the additional word. Okay. Spot the pointless word. Okay.
Mhm.
Sex education.
Education.
You actually had to think about that, didn't you? Right. Right. I mean, if they didn't have the word education there,
Yeah, that's what I
people
think.
people would freak, right? Just the addition of the word makes it suddenly sound softer and more
You know, it's
accessible.
Slovak
as a
language,
subject.
right?
Oh,
In
what are they doing
in Slovak
What are they
language,
doing? Oh my
you get
God.
the education, right? You have like hudobná výchova, like musical education. But all the kids, nobody calls it musical education. All the kids just call it hudobná, like musical, right?
Hold on, music.
So
It's just music.
they
It's called
only
music,
use the
right?
first word. So
Okay.
kids already do that. They drop the education, right?
Because kids understand. Kids know what's going on. Kids know
So
what's
they
going
don't
on.
say we're having musical education or physical education or sex education. They'll have
Religious
we've got
education.
music, we've got physical, we've got sex. There you go.
I don't know. I don't want to know where it's going. I really don't want to know where it's going. It's not something that I want to be part of. Anyway, fixed mindset versus growth mindset. So, obviously with kids, with anyone, with yourself as
This
well.
one bugs me now.
You did. Well, now that I fixed one of the ear things, the other one's annoying
Yes,
you.
the other one started bugging me now.
Talk about being never satisfied. Do you want a drink?
Yes, please.
It's very thirsty work talking.
Yeah.
Right, I still haven't eaten those nuts down there, but anyway. Fixed mindset versus growth mindset. So, basically, a lot of problems in life stem from the fact that we get trapped into fixed ways of doing things. Our habits are, in essence, our downfall, because we need to be able to adapt as a person, as an individual, as a society. There we go. Everything has fallen.
Oh my god.
There we go. Ah, I saved it. See, that's the cheap stand. I saved it. Did you see that?
Don't
Was
buy
that,
stands for €1.
that's the €1 stand. It's probably going to do it again.
€1 stand. Is the phone okay?
The
Can
phone
everybody still hear us?
the phone is fine.
Are the cables okay?
I don't know. We won't know until we check it, because Facebook don't have a system for being able to check things as they go along. But
Are you
I was
okay?
actually expecting that to happen,
Yeah.
because there are two different stands, and I chose the ones with longer legs because I shortened the legs on the other one because I was worried that one of the legs would collapse.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because I tested that one earlier. I was like, "Is this leg going to collapse?" And it was like, "No, it's pretty solid." And it shows what I know, doesn't it? I mean, I don't know anything.
Right.
The dramatic parts. Did you get to the dramatic? Did you see the dramatic? Did you see what happened when the camera fell over? Right. Okay. So, how unprofessional was that? Seriously unprofessional. No?
No, well, it's
No.
okay. That's
No.
life. Oh, it's real. Keep it real, people. Keep it real.
Keep it real. Yeah,
Don't
but
put on any.
no, it was a
put
good
on
point.
any
Don't
faces.
buy a €1 phone set,
Yeah.
because you will at some point end up with it falling over, and
Yes.
I'm worried it's going to do it again now before we finish.
Stop being worried.
Focus.
Focus.
Focus on your focus.
Yes,
Absolutely.
mindset.
Growth mindset versus fixed mindset. So we get trapped in the habit, and we don't extend beyond it, and we don't grow, and so we never achieve our full potential, just because we're focused on the wrong elements, the fixed elements rather than the growth elements. So here's some examples of how you can switch or at least be aware of the difference between the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. So, the growth mindset and the fixed mindset differences. The growth mindset is I can learn anything that I want to if I set my mind to it. Whereas you compare that to the fixed mindset is I'm either good at it or I'm not. A lot of people just say I'm just not good at it. Well, you say you're just not good at it, you're not going to get anywhere, are you? So
it's like what Zora says. Reminds me of what Zora says when she's not, when she's not managing to draw what she wants to draw or whatever. But then she tries again the next day, so...
It's pretty cool. So, growth mindset. When I'm frustrated, I will persevere. So that's kind of a bit of what she's displayed.
Yeah.
Fixed mindset. When I'm frustrated, I just give up, which is also a bit of what she's displayed as.
Yes, she kind of combines it.
She flits. Is that a word between those two?
Yes, I think it's a word.
I've got that.
You should know that. You're the native speaker.
I know. No, I'm confused because of the Sound of Music song that we were listening to the other day. And the little girls like singing, they sing so long, farewell, I feel to saying goodbye.
Yes.
Yeah, and I flit, one of the girls says, I flit,
I fly or something.
I flit, I blah, blah, blah. I don't know what it is, but it's like, I was listening to it going, I thought, are those actual words? Or are they made up? Anyway, I never got to the end of that thought. Growth mindset, I want to challenge myself. It's always positive. Fixed mindset, I don't like to be challenged. I'm happy with things the way they are. I don't want them to change, which is just about everybody who works in a government office. Right. When I fail, I learn. That's a growth mindset. When I fail, I learn. Fixed mindset is when I fail, I'm not good at it. Growth mindset, tell me, what's that mean? Tell me I try hard.
What? Tell me.
It says, tell me I try hard.
I try hard.
what
That's what you're
does that
supposed to.
mean?
That's what the people like to hear. That's what you're supposed to tell those people, right?
You tried hard.
I know this from parenting,
growth mindset,
right?
like to be told that they tried hard,
Yes.
and the fixed mindset like to be told that they're smart.
Yes. Or the other way around, if you tell your kids they're smart, they're more likely to develop a fixed mindset. Whereas if you praise the effort, they're more likely to develop a growth mindset.
Okay.
Because it's not an absolute.
Okay. If you succeed, I'm inspired. You're inspired by other people's success if you have a growth mindset, because that can rub off on you. Fixed mindset, if you succeed, I feel threatened. You're challenging.
Yes, or jealous.
Yes, there's a lot of fixed mindset in this country for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Growth mindset, my effort and my attitude determine everything. Fixed mindset, my abilities determine everything. So it's a nice comparison of the difference between the growth and the fixed mindset. You always want to go for growth.
Yes.
And
yes,
I should post this as well.
The fixed mindset is the absolute, basically. This is the fact. This is the way it is. And it actually has a connection to what we talked about yesterday about those labels, about how you talk about kids, right? Like when you say
when you label people, you're fixing the mindset.
So when you say you're slow, you're basically using an absolute, a fixed mindset. Whereas when you say today you are moving slowly, can we go faster? It's the growth mindset, because it's not an absolute. So see, everything is interconnected.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
I'm actually here.
In the fixed mindset.
I'm in the red, but I know that I should be in the green. So I know that, I know about the differences, and I know what I have to work with.
It's a really good point you made about labeling. Labeling is definitely a fixed mindset, not growth mindset.
It's growing fixed mindset. It's creating.
The growth mindset is definitely about focusing on the effort that you're putting in, because usually the effort.
Yes, you focus on the process, because you realize there is a process to everything. Whereas when you've got fixed mindset, you don't see the process. You just see the way things are in the present.
It is the way that it is, and that's the way that it is.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hate it when people say that. Right? It just is. It just is. It just is, right? It's now so dark that you know, I'm gonna rig up a light out here actually,
Are you?
because I think we're gonna have to do these outside for at least a while anyway, because
Yeah,
of
it's
the
always
inside
crazy inside.
chaos that
I
happens.
like how the sky looks purple on the edges there. You see, in the camera.
dark blue here, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna hook up a light so that we're blinded
Yeah.
and
Okay.
in the future.
People
Anyway.
will be able to see our beautiful faces.
Yeah, I can't even see
Now
the
you're going to
notes.
have to start shaving.
as if I would do that.
There's a big thump
Right.
in there.
Okay. I think they're actually having lightsaber fights, but anyway, that's the way that it goes. If there's a topic that you'd like us to cover, we will cover it. Now, I wanted to finish with something different today, so I've been playing around with different websites on the internet, and there's a website called. Oh, I typed into Google random question generator, and I got conversationstarters.com. Right, where you press the button and it just creates a random question. Yeah.
Okay, well, press the button and see what question it comes up
Yeah,
with.
yeah. And I thought I'd press it just to finish for a bit of fun. Right, something
Okay.
completely different, not related to education and families and relationships and stuff.
Okay,
And we do a couple. We just finish with this. right?
Okay.
Okay. So they could be really stupid questions. I don't know. So I'm going to press the button and generate a random question.
Something
Oh,
happened.
Oh, it
Quietness.
stopped.
It stopped. Okay,
It stopped.
go on
Okay.
then.
Right. So the random question generator has generated a question for you,
Okay.
and the question is, what would you do if you couldn't use the internet or watch TV for a month?
I would... I have to go.
No.
I would be
Cool.
broke because I couldn't work.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that's
That's what I would do.
Because the internet
I'd
is
be
for
completely
business.
broke. And I have to go. Sorry.
Yeah, I can hear some crying in the background there. Just one of those things, I suppose. Yes, that's done it.
Did I do something again?
I don't know what happened. It just fell over. There we go. Random question generator. So, we can't do it now because she's gone. There you go. Practical parenting. That's what it was. Growth and fixed mindset we looked at today. We talked about a lot of other issues related to development, and I hope it was interesting for you. We can cover any questions that you would like us to cover. Just write them in the chat and we'll get back to you with that. It's late, it's dark, the kids need us, so we should really go inside right now and take care of that. Thank you very much to anyone who's given us a little bit of time today and a little bit of thought to what is the right way to parent. That's really cool. Thanks for putting up with the fact that the stand has now fallen over twice, and this is a note to self. Don't if you pick that up, it might fall over again because I don't know why it fell over that time. It's dark. I can't see. I can't see anything. I can't see the cables. Can't see anything at all. So I can't even see my notes. So do you want to go through 2 or 3? We're not going to get it because the kids are going to come out every 2 seconds.
Okay, well,
Good.
just leave it then. We're going to be
Okay.
finished in 5 minutes, okay?
Yes, we're going to be coming in 5 minutes, so you just have to chill out, okay?
Chill.
And
Okay.
it's shorter than usual.
Okay.
That's great.
See you.
All right.
So, what
Okay,
question for you now?
Well, did you answer that one?
Well, I said I would be broke because I couldn't work. But what would I do?
Okay, I'll do it. Okay.
I would just
Do
play
you
with
want
the
the
kids.
excitement of pressing the button?
And I would read books. A lot of books. I want
Okay.
to press the button.
Okay, we're going to do
And
this.
I'm going to read it with my face.
Well, can you not read it like
I
that?
have to put it up higher.
Will
What,
is throwing the remote around the living room now.
what would motivate you to run a marathon? Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What would motivate you to run a
Me
marathon?
to run a marathon.
Yes.
What?
You've already ran a marathon.
I've run lots of marathons, non-officially though. My day is a marathon. She's going to trip over the cable or pull something down, or
Okay.
she's pulling the hair off my leg right now.
Ta-da!
Ah.
What would motivate you to run a marathon?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't want to run a marathon. It's just like
That's why you would need to motivate. Do something that would motivate you.
It's not that I couldn't. I could run a marathon. It's just that it's like exercise is not a spectator sport in my opinion.
Well, I can
so-
answer that question. It would certainly not be me, because I tried to motivate him before to go and run a marathon, and he said, "I don't like to do these things with people
I
all
don't
organized."
I don't want to run and sweat with hundreds of other people. I just like to go off myself into the woods and up the hills and stuff, and that's all nice. I don't.
Good.
You found a star, darling? Oh, there's one up there. Right. Okay.
Okay, we should finish because the stars are out, and it's really cold now.
Okay, can you just do 2 more questions very quickly?
Okay.
Okay, very, very quickly. What's your favourite food? 5 seconds.
Pizza. Very healthy. I'm sorry, but it is.
Pizza's your favourite food?
It's still my favorite food. Yes.
I didn't know that. I didn't know pizza was your favourite. She's...
Sorry. I know it's not. I know it shouldn't be, but that's the truth.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Okay. What's in your fridge?
My God.
Eggs,
a lot of vegetables.
onions, vegetables,
Milk, jam,
milk,
butter,
jam, stuff that shouldn't be, stuff that should be
Yeast.
thrown out.
yeast. What else?
Don't know. It's probably a lightsaber in there.
Yogurt.
No there's no
And
juice. I
there's
can
no
tell you what
yeah.
there's not in there. There's no juice.
There's no juice.
Butter.
There are probably some bits and pieces from yesterday's
Half-eaten
lunch.
apples, maybe.
Half-eaten yogurts.
Half-eaten
Half-eaten
mueslis.
mueslis.
When you got kids around. Oh my god. Right.
Yeah.
This has been chaos today, hasn't it?
Sorry, I'm
Number 5 has
yawning.
been chaos. What did we learn? What did we learn from doing this today?
That it gets cold when it gets dark.
What did we learn from doing this today?
That 1 euro stands fall over.
Oh, I'm such a spoon. Okay, that's what's... Oh, there. Anyway, that's what happens when you do it live, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you for coming.
Yes. Thank you very much for having a look at us. Well, that's what
It's like we're for sale or something. Come and have a look at us.
That's what
anytime you
people
want.
do. That's what I told you before. I mean, they just have a look at us and then they turn it off because they can't bear listening to us for an hour.
Okay, yeah, I get it. Okay. You know,
But we still
you should
appreciate
make
it.
them shorter. Yes,
Yes,
we
we
know,
know, but we just can't stop ourselves because he keeps getting off the
topic.
bloody topic.
It's
Yes.
my fault. It's all my fault.
And I keep sneaking my website into it.
So this is a trial month. We're working on putting everything together and seeing what people like, and visit the website, check out the YouTube videos, sign up for the daily free mail, email, motivational stuff, and share with your friends. And we're off to watch Once Upon a Time.
Once again.
Bye bye. It's not going off.
Turn it off.